Everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. It's that time again when we have come round to week 32 of the Margarete Miller 2022 volume 2 weekly collage assignments. So it's hashtag 2022 planner 32 today, and the 5 prompts and the bonus are a contraption, a piece of postcard either side, something that starts with the letter F for Freddie, a barcode, a date or anything from a calendar, and the bonus is something from a magazine. I don't like putting barcodes on things. I don't really have a barcode to hand, so I'm going to substitute something from a magazine for the barcode. So let me show you what I found. Okay. I've got it all clicked together here. Okay, so I've got number 32 for week 32. This is a little bit of calendar for August, but it's August last year, but it came out of a calendar that my daughter gave me from last year that she thought I might like to use for crafting. That's a strip off of the same page. As you can see, that mirrors that, so I'm going to use that and incorporate it into the collage. Here is a postcard. Here, this is an actual original postcard here, which is very nice. It came, actually it was sent from St Albans, Hertfordshire, which is the next county to me where I live. It was sent to somebody in Arran in Scotland, so that's quite nice. Sort of a cartoon really, so I'm going to use that. Something beginning with the letter F for Freddie. I'm going to use this lovely fan here. Right, it's got a little tiny tear, but we can manage that. A contraption, I found an old-fashioned gramophone, which I know when they first came out in the sort of 1900s, I think, 1920s, 30s, when people started dancing and playing music, they were considered by a lot of the older generations as a contraption. So that's my contraption. And then a page from magazine. So I've gone back to one of my RSPB magazines, the Royal Society for Protection of Birds, and I'm going to put this lovely picture on here of this Heath fritillary butterfly. It says it's on common cow wheat. I mean, I've never heard of that, so I don't know the name of that plant that it's on, but it looks very pretty, so I thought that I would use that. I mean, equally I could use this lovely willow tit bird. It's in a tree and he's in a little nest, so I've got a choice there. Right, okay, so for this collage we're going to go back to our craft paper, coloured papered spiral bound scrapbook, and that was the last time, week 31, and we're on this page, so here we go. Okay, so I thought possibly to give it a bit of interest today, I'm going to do a bit of stamping, so I'm just going to get my script stamp, just literally just down here, and do some stamping with it. Shall I had it out ready, but I think maybe it somehow got put away. Here it is. Right. Okay, so I'm going to use the archival ink, and I'm going to use the jet black, Ranger jet black. So I'm just going to do some random stamping on the page, really. just to add a bit of a layer of interest. We may cover some of this up, we may not. I'm just trying to think of some ways of, you know, changing things up a bit, really. So I just keep turning the stamp over. So that's that. That looks quite nice. Haven't used that this stamp for a long time. Right, oh, it's very mucky though. Use one of my layers from one of the serviettes I've used recently. They make good hand wiping tissues. Right, okay, so we've got a bit of work to do on these, so pop that to one side. So I need to cut this out as best I can. So I hope everyone's doing okay. I just want to say thank you to my lovely subscribers for supporting me. I do appreciate all your support. I really do. I know, you know, it's difficult to watch everybody's videos all of the time. I mean, I struggle with the people that I subscribe to, you know. There's never enough time, is there? Or sometimes I watch them when I'm in bed, actually. So that's a good time to watch them. And you know, then you don't have to put the sound on if you don't want to. I just put hope that it's got subtitles, and I put those on. Although sometimes the subtitles come up with some very weird words, I find. But you kind of know what people are roughly saying in the crafting community, don't you? You know, so it's nice just to watch people at their craft, I think. So just getting back into things after really not feeling well. I still don't feel 100%. Some issues with my stomach, really, which I won't go into. Yeah, and I've had a lot of stress lately with stuff at work, and I don't think that's helped, to be quite honest, but never mind. These things are sent to tries, as they say. We all have our burdens, don't we? Anyway, I wonder what everyone's up to at the moment. I you know, when I do get the chance to have a look, I'm always interested in things that people are making. Right, so that's that. Okay. We'll go and ink round these things in a sec, I think. Let's cut them out first. So I've just done a second episode of my Beauty in Black and White. That's my new journal that I'm doing project at the moment. So today I was hoping to get another video ready so I could kind of try and put it up in advance. So I'm going to do my best. Today's Sunday. So, and it's extremely hot here again in the UK, really muggy, and we've now got a drought and hosepipe ban in most counties. So the garden, sadly, is looking very frazzled. It's such a shame, but it can't be helped, I guess. Encouraging people to go to the water authorities and let them know if their neighbours are using their hoses. So we have been just filling up a couple of watering cans and trying to keep our roses going at the front. there's not much else we can do really. It's we're so used to having lots of rain in the UK that we're not geared up for this really hot, nasty weather. But now they're saying this could be a thing of the future, and I think you kind of have to almost think about, well, how am I going to, you know, update my garden so that it can withstand drier weather and hotter weather, you know. And I must go and buy some of that. It's like a thin cloth that people use to put over their plants in the frosty weather. It's like a frost cover. It's just white, and I see that a couple of my friends have used it to cover some of their delicate plants to keep them from the sun. So I think that's quite a good idea actually. Maybe I should get some. I did have some once, but I don't know what happened to it. Probably got eaten by the mice in the shed, because we did have a bit of a mice problem for a bit. We had to have the whole of our shed out and look for any holes and things and block them up. So fortunately, touch wood, we haven't had any since, but they did a lot of damage, as mice do, nesting in things, all our camping stuff. So we had to go and throw it all out and, you know, buy new stuff. Just threw out one of the last things that the mice had kind of been on, because the smell is horrible. It was actually a double blow up bed, and I just said to my husband, sorry, but I can't, that's got to go in the bin. I can't even think about laying on that. So it went in the bin, I'm afraid. It's covered in mice droppings and all sorts, and I just thought, oh, so unhealthy. So yeah, so we'll have to invest in a new one at some point. We've got a couple of single ones, so if we just go camping on our own, at least we've got something, you know, for ourselves we can use. Grandsons loved the camping. They want to know when we're going again. So I'm sure we'll be doing that again next year, probably. They said they really enjoyed it. I think it was lovely. It's lovely spending quality time with these 10-year-olds when I know that in 2 or 3 years' time they may not really, you know, want to even go away with their own parents, let alone their grandparents. You know, they grow up so quick, don't they? So, you know, you have to make the most of every moment, really. Every moment. It's nice to have grandchildren, and, you know, if you're lucky enough to have grandchildren, and be able to kind of relive your parenting, you know? Although you forget how much hard work they can be and how energetic they are. Right, okay, let's see what we can do with this. So it says front or back of a postcard. So I thought maybe, let me just get my ruler back out. I'll just take, we do that, do a piece like that, I think. So cut it in half. I'll just pop the distressing. This is Vintage Photo. It's the one I tend to use the most. Right, okay. So let's see what we're going to do. So we've got our magazine. We've got our contraption. We've got a little piece of, and we've got our fan. quite nice down there, I think. And then our piece of postcard. So I want to keep the postcard kind of visible really as much as possible. So that's quite nice. Well, I quite like that setup, and then I wanted to put some of this on just to have a little bit of variety. So let me just see if I want this size. Maybe I could pop that there. Let's just tear it, I think. It's just as good. So kind of want those overlapping a bit, so I quite like that. I think that's enough actually. Right, so that was quite quick, and we can put the 32 maybe just up in the corner this time. Oh, I think that's quite nice with the script in the background. It's just get mucky again and press that down. I always get mucky with this black archival ink. I just want to extend it a little bit now. And that's quite nice, and we might put a bit across there. Maybe a bit across there. That would be lovely. Right, I like it when it goes together very quickly. Right, just cover up my Distress Oxide. Right, okay, now sticking it. I've got some scraps from my pad, gluebook. Okay, I'm going to try using my glue stick and probably some of this, and I'm going to see. So I'm going to put this bit down first. If I take the pin out, that might help, mightn't it? I've taken the silver fine nib off of this art glitter. It just wasn't really performing very well. So I just, you know, if you don't squeeze it too much, I find that you can kind of get away with just a fine line, you know. I will kind of, maybe it might be the nib. Maybe I need to get a new one. I don't know. I think they're so fine, they get clogged up very easily, and then I find that I can't actually get any ink out, and it's really quite frustrating. Okay, so you really need to pop this down. I hope you're all fine and you're all keeping well and safe. Still a lot of COVID around, so we've still got it at the hospital. I'm absolutely amazed that I've not actually had it, and my husband hasn't, but his company is an engineering company that he works for. They have reinstated the wearing of masks, so I think that's quite sensible really in the workplace, because sometimes they are quite close together. So they stopped having to wear them for a while, and my husband was actually secretly quite pleased, because he was saying that once the masks came off, there were two of his colleagues in this, because they're in an open plan office, who were constantly like badly whistling all the time, and he said it was really getting on his nerves, so he took his earbuds in and was listening to the radio and music in those, really, to drown out this whistling. So he said having the masks back on has stopped all that. So he's secretly quite pleased. So we'll just pop some. That's torn a little bit there. Just try and mend that with a bit of glue. And then I'm just going to, if you can hear any screaming, I think one of the neighbours across the road, it's actually quite a way up the road, and the sound seems to carry here. They must have a paddling pool and be in the garden. They're squealing and having a lovely time. It's horribly hot here. So, right, okay. So I think we'll have that there. And as this is on quite thick card, I'll need to put some of that on. Like that. And then we've got this, which actually that can go over the top of the contraption, I think. It's funny because I didn't have to spend any time looking for these items today, simply because last week I yeah, I don't want to lift that up. I think we'll just stick that over there. Last week I got everything out and realised that I was a week ahead of myself, so consequently all these things that I've stuck down today, I actually got them out last week. And then I had to start again. So do we want that there? Do we want it there? Did we say there? Maybe there, overlapping that would be quite nice. Yeah, we've got a road that runs parallel to ours, and I think they live, the children who you can hear, I think, or I can hear anyway, I think are in the garden right up the end of the parallel road, and that's why we can hear them. So actually I don't think there are any young children on my little estate at the moment, not that sort of age anyway. I quite like that. So I'm going to write on it as I usually do. So I'm going to write, I think I'll write on this calendar. So it's hashtag 2022 planner, hashtag 2022 planner 32. And it looks like someone's updated their calendar with a note. So very short and sweet today. Very easy. I think they get easier as long as you can find the items and you quite like what you're putting together, and I do like these. It comes easy if it's something I'm not keen on. So let's see. Well, that's lifted up, so I guess most of them I quite liked. There's one or two that I wasn't too happy with. Let's see. Now I've said that, I can't actually see one that at a glance I really didn't enjoy doing. I bet I'm not too keen on that one. And I definitely wasn't keen on the takeaway one. Yeah, so I found that one difficult really, but gosh, the weeks have gone so quickly, haven't they? So that needs to be bent back down. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's short and sweet, but that's the best way to be, I think. So those are my ideas for hashtag 2022 Planner 32 for week 32 of Margarete Miller's 52-week collage assignments. So I will speak to you all again soon. Take care, and I hope next week is a good week for everyone. Bye bye.